On April 23rd, Lucasfilms and what we assumed was Disney had done the usual. Another female-focused Star Wars. Hooray. I can't say that I really care because Star Wars is dead to me. In fact, it's dead to most people that were fans of the series before Disney took it over. But in typical fashion of virtue signaling and agenda pushing rather than creating good stories, the internet was all abuzz. And when we say the internet, I mean, you know, the usual media outlets that are probably paid to be excited about everything that farts out of Disney+. I mean, good God almighty. If you watch the video, who is this lady? I can't even remember her name.
I'll say that, like, I think white women need to kind of step up their game, to be quite honest. Like, sorry, but I'm calling you bitches out. Like, you really do. Because, like, you know, there's, like, I couldn't agree more with everything that these brilliant women are saying. But, like, I'm also seeing the silent killer, which is a lot of white women at the top who are kind of reinforcing a lot of old ideas. I think a lot of it, you know,
Leslie Headland pretty much came out of nowhere. Honestly, did you hear about her beforehand? And the answer is no, you didn't. But good old agenda-pushing Lucasfilms, led by our brave and fearless leader, Kathleen Kennedy, fearless in the sense that she's willing to do something that would actually piss off the Disney heads. I think she doesn't have long to live. At least, you know what I mean. Long to live in that seat. This news came out in the typical feminists roared to the heavens of what great news this was. And frankly, it makes you wonder. We've had so many female-led Star Wars films and, you know, Star Wars is not doing very good. In fact, it's doing poorly. Hell, Hasbro is bricks because nobody's buying the toys. It seems like all this agenda pushing doesn't sell anything. That won't stop Miss Kathleen Kennedy. Let's move on. Female-focused Star Wars series from the Russian dolls, Leslie Headland, in the works at Disney+. In the middle of a epidemic and Disney's closing down everything. This doesn't seem like a bad move at all. I only sense great things. Of course, the mindless NPCs at progressive Twitter that seem to do nothing but celebrate meaningless crap. It's so hard not to curse, you have no idea, dude. Oh, females stay winning. Ugh. Men in the replies, already throwing fits. We love to see it. Well, why didn't you see the shows, you asshole? Why aren't you buying merch? I came here for the man tears. Here comes all the angry men because of a female Star Wars. You know why people are tired of this? Not just men, but women who aren't sniffing the feminist agenda crack rocks. Is that there's never any emphasis on story. It's always about agenda.
More blunt and just start saying, like, I would like a black writer. Because if I said diverse,
no,
you know, you get, well, white is diverse, which is something somebody said to me. And I was like, wow. I was like, it's not cool. But to really, you know, I reached out to my, you know, the women that I respect who are not white writers and directors, and I said, what should I say? What language should I use? Reach out to people that are not like you and say, what can I do to be an ally? And how can I support writers of color and LGBTQ and disabled writers? Like, what can I do? And I think this should be a black writer. I think this should be an Asian American actor. I think it should be this type of, like, I would like to cast, and, you know, really, I find it a lot as well with, as a queer woman, like with gay characters, whether they be gay men or gay women.
You see, art cannot be conveyed if it's focused solely on trying to push an agenda rather than creating something that speaks to people or resonates. That's why Star Wars is in the state it's in. It's at the lowest point it's ever been in over 40 years. That should tell people something. But progressive Twitter doesn't care. They just care about pretty much being a popular tweet on a trending hashtag. God, the world is dystopian, isn't it? Yes, getting pumped already. Just skimming the man baby tears and hair pulling. Oh, Susie the Fury, that's not actually happened, you little liar. You even got great posts like this. Finally, a reason to watch Star Wars. Well, what a great article. It's as if there was no reason to watch it before. It only became one of the biggest powerhouses in all human history as far as an entertainment medium, but hell, now that we've got Leslie here, things are great, am I right? I don't know what happened with the modern Star Wars machine. The last one I saw with Adam Driver, which was sexy, but what was? Who is the Mandalorian? There's no need to read this any further. I've already read the whole thing. It's a big nothing burger of just basically someone tooting the horn of this woman specifically getting a job. Oddly enough, after this went public, Leslie Headland deletes over 246 tweets.
Oh my.
Now you might be sitting there and going, what the living hell? The only time tweets get deleted this fast is when Susie Liu is about to be sued by Tokyo TV. But uh-oh, here comes the banhammer. Headland deletes all these tweets. You know why? Because she was Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant. Uh-oh. Even Woody Allen looks worried with Harvey Weinstein's hand on his shoulder. Harvey, I'm not comfortable. I don't know about you, but in today's media firestorm, and a dude just went to jail for sexual assault charges on women, it's actually amazing. In fact, thank you, by the way, Disney Star Wars is dumb. This place is great. They always have good stories. In fact, right here it says, Weinstein placed Headland on the red flag list, which is a list Weinstein gave to his private investigator of people who he thought might be talking to the media about his sexual misconduct. So there's a possibility of Headland may be viewed as a hero to the collective. Regardless, Headland may have been busy deleting Weinstein-related tweets, according to a 2018 article from The Vulture. Here are some of those tweets which no longer exist. A Broadway producer shouldn't be asking an old white guy who doesn't believe rape is a thing to write a play about Harvey Weinstein.
Oh my.
The rumor was top Disney execs were livid over the female-centric Star Wars series. And frankly, it makes a lot of sense considering, the virus is going on, a lot of people are getting laid off, the Disney theme park is not going to be open for a year at the least in its full capacity. Hell, they're looking to the government for a bailout. For God's sakes, what was it, Jedi High Council, the new comic book and all of the crap that's going to be focused on diversity, doesn't seem to be buzzing well with the people. Hell, we already forgot it existed. It's completely understandable. I mean, if I was a investor at Disney, shareholder or whatever, and I saw how poorly the Star Wars films were received and how much money they weren't making, it's not like the old Star Wars where it was such hand over fist money and you couldn't keep the merchandise on the shelves, to the point of where even when George Lucas's prequels came out, Star Wars had the Force Unleashed figures. Dude, those things sold out so fast. And some of them garnered so much money. I remember the unmasked Darth Vader was worth $500 at peak Star Wars frenzy. And I look at it now with the newer films and the Star Wars toys came out, and they didn't really sell out. Nobody really cared. There wasn't like this whole sort of secondary market on eBay where people were making crazy amounts of money off these figures. It was kind of like they couldn't give them away. That's a bad sign. But anyway, the overall story that I've been hearing for the past couple days, and it's making the rounds everywhere now, Clownfish I think broke it first, is that Iger and Chappanek, whatever his name is, they are, and I quote, livid with what has just happened. Because it seems like Kathleen Kennedy most likely went over their heads to announce this and do it in a time where Disney is really hurting for money, and I don't think it's going to sit well with anybody. This isn't going to do anything. It's only going to just pretty much make most people who would actually buy something go, yeah, I'm not messing with this. Now, I was excited for Star Wars with The Mandalorian. Now I'm back to being indifferent. All right, I usually am the one explaining what's going on behind the scenes, but I could use a little help with this one. I've got a friend in the know who says this morning Pacific time, both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are unhappy with Lucasfilms, and there is faster than normal movement going on to get high-level meetings going. What the heck is going on? I'm on the road, so I can't dig on this, but what could possibly be going on with Lucasfilms that would create a scurry when everybody is basically working from home, if at all? The term used was livid, but I just can't imagine what they could possibly have done. Someone else chimes in and says the report of an alternate timeline female-centric Star Wars series for Disney Plus in development by Harvey Weinstein's former assistant. That's pretty much what she's going to be known as, Harvey Weinstein's former assistant. Yep, you beat me to it. So apparently, the goobers at Lucasfilm hired Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, who comes with significant PR baggage, potential legal baggage, and did so without consulting Disney or their legal department. Makes sense now. I couldn't figure out how they could have screwed up from home, but they found a way. Oh, that's delicious. Basically, man, honest to God, why Kathleen Kennedy isn't fired is beyond me. And it's probably a power play move, in the sense of Kathleen Kennedy took this and threw it out there so that way, Iger and the other Bob can't sit there and put the kill on it. Now the information's out there, kind of tied their hands. They just can't go, no, this isn't happening, without them looking like bad guys. But frankly, I would think Iger wouldn't care. I mean, if I was him, if I was Bob Iger's personal assistant, hell, if I was the guy sweeping up the floor in Bob Iger's office and he was there, I would go, you know something, boss? Fire you to fire that Kennedy. She's done more damage to what was once a $1 billion IP. Why in God's green earth would you allow someone who habitually makes mistakes and pushes agendas that push away the fan base that actually buy anything? Sure, everybody on Twitter and in the media bangs the gong and screams this is great, but that doesn't translate to money. That just translates to trending tweets and hashtags. And last I checked, hashtags don't pay bills. If your landlord came in your house and said, "Where's my money, bitch?" and you said, hey, Nunzio, I have a trending tweet and hashtag, he'd drag you out on your ass. But what do I know, Bobby? I'm a garbage man, and I go right back to sweeping. Then in the fantasy, Bob Iger would go, how would you like to run Lucasfilms? And I'd say, sir, I'd be honored. We're going to have Baby Yodas flying out the toy shelves. I mean, it's Kathleen Kennedy. They say Lucasfilms, but it's Kathleen Kennedy. This is her agenda, constantly. Remember when she got rid of the original Han Solo directors because of conflict of interests? Yeah, it was called they didn't want to follow her shit show. Look at the original Star Wars. Look at the people she got to direct it. She even picked a man who didn't care about Star Wars to direct Star Wars. My God, I can understand picking a high school kid to make burgers at Wendy's and he doesn't care about burgers. It's just Wendy's. But my God, a kid making a trashy burger at Wendy's in Schoharie or some backwards ass place isn't gonna affect Wendy's bottom line. But when you pick a peanut head like Ryan Johnson to basically make a Star Wars and destroy the whole crappy story they didn't even really have put in place. He's like, I see what J.J. Abrams is doing. Toss that in the trash. I'm Ryan Johnson. I'm a genius. I'm 4'3". I'm a genius. I see things other people don't see because I can't see over the shelf and I need a step ladder. Jeremy, where's my step ladder? I'm Ryan Johnson. I just want to see it bomb simply because I want Kathleen Kennedy gone. I just want Star Wars to be good. I don't care if there's female characters of diversity when it's natural. But when it's shoved down your throat, it's a recipe for disaster. The whole point of entertainment is to escape the minutiae of real life. We don't need entertainment to preach to us. Lord knows you don't need entertainment to preach to you. Entertainment is supposed to entertain you, not chastise you. My God. And all these people on Twitter screaming how great this is have no perception of what Star Wars really is. They're fueled by agenda pushing and virtue signaling. These aren't creative entities. These people are sheep. For those of you who don't know, I'm a pretty big weeb. And unfortunately, being a weeb limits how much anime I can actually watch on Netflix. But thanks to Surfshark, I'm no longer bound by the anime that Netflix chooses to begrudgingly give me. That's right, Surfshark allows me to use their VPN service to go to any region and watch Netflix. In fact, this also works on Disney Plus and many other streaming services that tend to region lock content, which completely sucks. Now, I'm saying for personal experience that I've used private VPN for years and don't get this feature. Surfshark offers you a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, you get your cash back, no questions asked. It has 24/7 customer support. Strictly no logins, which means when you're using Surfshark, nobody knows what you're doing, neither does Surfshark. Your information is completely private. They also offer blind search, smart DNS, hacking lock ID protection that notifies you in case your email address or password got leaked. Go to Surfshark deals/It's a Gundam and enter the promo code It's a Gundam for 84% off and 1 extra month for free.